Katt Williams, who is a wildly funny comedian, was recently on a podcast hosted by Shannon Sharpe, and clips of this podcast have been absolutely everywhere because Katt goes in, he's naming names, he's calling out all kinds of shenanigans within Hollywood and even some of his comedian friends, I guess you could say. I don't know if they're really friends. But one thing I wanted to add and a big takeaway from this entire podcast is this. So he explains that he wasn't willing to give up on some of his morals in order to get roles. And a lot of times these big roles would go to people that were willing to do everything. For instance, there might be a scene or some wording in the script that he wasn't really down with, that he might have wanted cut. Okay, I'll do this part, but can we take this part out? Can we do that part out? Not really in line with my morals. And instead of doing that, they will just give it to someone else who's willing to go there. And that's what I really want to tell, especially young people that want to go into any type of entertainment. Sometimes the most successful people, the people that you look up to the most, aren't even necessarily the most talented. They're not even necessarily the hardest working. Obviously, this isn't true for everyone, but you would be surprised how much it is true. These are the people that were willing to give up on their morals in order to get ahead. And that's true for Hollywood. That's also true for the music industry. Unless you're one of those few lucky ones that have enough agency and that have enough clout to make your own decisions and to sort of be in charge of your own career. And the reality is, the things that you're not willing to do, if you're saying no, if you put your foot down on something, there is somebody right behind you that is willing to do more for less. That's why I love social media. I think it is such a blessing, especially for creatives. If you're an actor, a comedian, an artist, a musician, it takes the gatekeepers away and allows you to be in charge. And it is a meritocracy a lot of times. You have to have talent, personality, all of those things to gain a loyal following. So I think social media is wonderful, and I think artists should really lean into that. Obviously, do everything you can, but lean into the social media. Also, once you do that, once you start to generate maybe a little bit of a following of yourself, a little bit of an income yourself, a little bit of creative freedom, it's much, much harder to go back to that world where you don't really get a say. You're just another person who's desperate for a job. And we all have these little mini cameras into our phone where we can film stuff, we can edit, we can produce stuff, we can put it out there without all of the big agents and managers and studio heads.